Hello everybody, it's great that you can join us this morning in Sunday school. So we hope you have had a really good week back at school and things have gone well for you there.
Excellent. Last week in our Bible reading we read about a fig tree that was pointless really. It was growing, it had leaves, but it had no fruit. And the point of a fig tree is to have figs on it. It was pointless, and the owner was going to have it chopped down so it didn't take up space. Now today we're moving on to the next bit in Luke 13, and we're going to read about a man who I think was a bit like that tree. No, he didn't have leaves on him, he wasn't green, anything like that, but he was a bit like that tree. And we're also going to read about a lady who Jesus healed and set free. Grab your Bible. We're going to read the passage first, and our reading is from Luke 13, starting at verse 10.
Now Jesus was teaching in one of the synagogues on the Sabbath, and there was a woman who had had a disabling spirit for 18 years. She was bent over and could not fully straighten herself. When Jesus saw her, he called her over and said to her, "Woman, you are freed from your disability." And he laid his hands on her, and immediately she was made straight, and she glorified God. But the ruler of the synagogue, indignant because Jesus has healed on the Sabbath, said to the people, "There are 6 days in which work ought to be done. Come on those days and be healed, and not on the Sabbath day." Then the Lord answered him, "You hypocrites! Does not each of you on the Sabbath untie his ox or his donkey from the manger and lead it away to water it? And ought not this woman, a daughter of Abraham, whom Satan bound for 18 years, be loosed from this bond on the Sabbath day?" And he said, as he said these things, all his adversaries were put to shame, and all the people rejoiced at the glorious things that were done by him.
So let's start by thinking about the man that we've just read about, the synagogue leader, the synagogue ruler. He was trying to please God by being perfect, by all the things he was doing. He was trying harder and harder. He was angry at what Jesus did because he had done something on the Sabbath, which was meant to be the day of rest. But the harder this man tried to please God, the more tangled up he got in all these do's and don'ts. It's a bit like this. I've got my rope, and in a minute we'll see how this man got tangled up. There's my rope. So, you be the man.
Okay, I'll be the man. So, he was trying really hard. A few weeks ago we read about someone who wanted to give 10% of everything they had to God. They counted out all their spices. He was probably like that. So he counted out all his spices, and then, well, he wanted to do the right things, and he would be really keen to keep the rules, and obviously he would want to wear the right clothes and have the right clothes, and he would want to speak and say the right things, and that would be very, very important. Well, he would want to pray. Pray, make sure you pray properly, pray at the right time, pray at breakfast time, at lunch time, at tea time, at other times, at bedtime, at all the times, and then he would, and then more, and this is getting really uncomfy.
Okay, that is pretty much all the rope we have, but you can see he's not going to be able to do much good, is he? He's completely tangled up. Mind you don't fall over now. Stay still, okay? He's completely tangled up. Now, none of these things that this man wanted to do were bad in themselves, but he was trying to do them to please God so that he could be friends with God, and he wanted to do them so that God would love him. And so it was such hard work for this man. It tied him up. Now, it didn't actually physically tie him up with a rope or a blue rope in the story, but we can see how it made his life so difficult that he missed the point. And he couldn't even keep up with all the rules that he was trying to keep for himself. He was pointing a finger at what Jesus did, but Jesus immediately showed him, well, wait a minute, on the Sabbath, you look after your animals, you take your donkey and your ox to get their water, and you look after them. What are you talking about? You can't even keep all these rules and all these things that you've tried to please God and make God love you by. Now, let's think about the lady, okay? The lady in our story. Now, we don't know much about the lady. It doesn't talk too much about her, other than the things that we know are that she was in a pretty difficult situation before she met Jesus. She couldn't even stand up straight. So she would have been sore, and it would have been really difficult for her in her life. But we do know about the lady that as soon as she met Jesus, her life was changed. He healed her and he set her free. And it was a bit like taking the rope completely off.
So it's like she had the rope before as well. She was tangled up, but then...
Well, Jesus set her free. So let's get this rope off you.
Excellent.
Okay, let's see how we go. Oh, there we go.
This is easier. It's a bit dizzy. Could be worrying. What?
Off you go.
No, seriously, it's going to be worrying.
Okay, so there we go. She was set free by Jesus. But we see that actually that changed her heart as well and her life for God, because she went away glorifying God and realising who God was. So let's have a little think about that. What about the man?
Well, not the man, the woman. You talked about the man, I'm going to talk about the woman. Yeah, now the lady, she had what the man wanted, which was to know God. The man thought, I have to work really hard for it, I have to do this and that and the next thing. But the lady, she found that Jesus brings freedom and gives it. She met Jesus and he gave her freedom, literally gave her freedom from her being bent over. But he gives more than just freedom from illness. Now, how can he do that? How can Jesus do that? Well, he can do it because he is God's Son. He lived, he died, he rose again to give this freedom. Not to those that earn it, because none of us can, but to those who trust in him, trust in Jesus, rather than trust in themselves or in anything else. So when we are free, set free by Jesus, we're part of God's family. Then we love him. And we want to serve and please him. Not to try and earn his favour. He gives us that as a free gift. But we love him and we want to please him because of the relationship and the love that we have for him. So we'll choose to give to God, to do the right thing, to pray. We'll want to do these things and loads more because of our love for Jesus. Not because we think we can earn his favour or his love, but because we do love him, and that comes out of us in the things that we do. So, to finish off, a quick question for you to discuss with the folks who are with us now. What do you think pleases God about you? What do you think pleases God about you? I'm going to give you a wee clue. It's not what we do. But have a think and a chat with those that you're with. And we'll hope to see you soon. It's been great having you with us. Bye-bye.
Bye.